What's happening? Yeah, what's happening? What's that? That's it, you got it.
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What's Happening. This is the BurnDown weekly web series where I fill you in on the blanks here on the YouTube channel, because if I filmed everything, I probably wouldn't get anything done and I wouldn't have a life, because this isn't my full-time job, even though I put in pretty much part-time hours. So I have a list, I have something to open, but before we get into any of that stuff, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for the support. Thank you for watching. I know these aren't my more popular videos, but I feel like the guys that watch this, you guys are pretty much the core of my audience, because a burnout video or anything like that, a lot of people want to tune in just to see that stuff. But the guys that sit through these, thank you very much, because you guys really are the core. And then the reason I like to make these is because we can interact and I can really just basically talk to you guys. So with that being said, thank you very much. We hit 6,000 and I've gotten this far, and it's funny because like Jeff was texting me today or whatever, and he's like, dude, we need to like build a donk and go kick Hoonigan's ass with it and do this and do that. And I was like, you know, I think to grow the channel, we can do some bigger and more fun things, but I think that comes later when stuff is a lot larger and we're looking for things to do. Maybe I actually make some money doing things versus everything's out of pocket trying to grow. At this point, what I really want to focus on, I think I've learned a lot from you guys, is now that you're communicating with me and you're leaving comments, you know that I try to write and get back to everybody. I miss some, I'm only human, but I try as much as I can when I'm uploading videos. I like to hit all the comments I can. I've realized that the goals that I have and the things that I'm trying to do, like with my car, don't necessarily translate to some of you guys that, you know, you've never been drag racing. You've probably never been in a car that made 500 at the wheel plus. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but there's 6,000 of you. I bet a good chunk of people have not. And you're here kind of for the entertainment. Maybe you like some of the stuff you learn. And I've started to realize that this whole thing is about a community, and it's about pretty much being virtual friends, if you will. So if you guys like the stuff that I'm doing, if I could show you more of that or kind of help you guys along, I think that's really going to help and grow the channel. So especially now that I started digging the hole with my car with the paint job, the scuff and shoot, a lot of you guys have been reaching out and saying thank you for the metalwork, thank you for the tips. And I didn't want to make the videos at first. It wasn't because I didn't want to share with you guys. It's because I was pissed because my car is such a turd, and I'd get out there all gung-ho, and by the time you strip the panel down, like the wind was taken out of my cells. And I'm pretty optimistic, but I know what I was getting myself into. I was just doing one of these and grinding away, and it just did not work out. I mean, it was the worst of the worst. But with that being said, we've got majority of the car kind of finished up. I just finished up a door skin on the passenger side because I was like, I'm going to do a panel right. Instead of cutting these patches in and sinking it and having to bodywork it, let's just skin it. So the video on that should be dropping as soon as I can get that thing edited. But all in all, the car's starting to come around, and it's been a long journey. But I've realized that, I said, a lot of you guys, there was a guy on here too, that's what made me sit back and think about it, was he said that he's never drag raced. He's like, what about a video on, you know, the basics of drag racing? And I thought about it, and I was like, well, I kind of figured a lot of you guys were drag racers, but then maybe you are, maybe you're not. And then even if he was like the only guy, there's a whole bunch of people out there that have never been down a drag strip. So that's an easy video that I can make, and I would enjoy that because I'd like to share what I'm passionate about with you guys, and I think that would translate really well. And it's funny because out of all the how-tos and all the stuff, I would have fun making that. So I think I can make a really cool, like, your first time drag racing, watch this before you go to the track type deal video, and make it fun and interesting so people want to watch it, make it, you know, so they'd want to go to the drag strip, because ultimately you guys don't go, that means I can't go, and then I'm going to be sad, and then I'm not going to do this anymore, and then we're all going to be sad. What's up, buddy? Come here, you want to say hi? Come say hi. So this is my son Wes. Say hi to everybody. What do you got?
Okay, if you want to take this piece off, you got little screws.
Yeah, there's screws in there, but I don't think you should take that piece off. That's where his armor goes. Yeah. That's his battle bot. Show everybody your battle bot you got for your birthday. So, all right, buddy. Let me finish up, okay? I'll be in a little bit.
See ya.
Yeah, for the most part, what I'd like to do, and I think it's going to help me actually grow the channel, is just share with you guys. I'll show you the stuff that I know. If I have to do it, that's what I have to do for the day. If I have the camera, I'll kind of explain it. And I'm not going to do crazy like how-tos, but at least if you're watching what I'm doing, you're going to learn something, hopefully. And the stuff that I don't know, I can't really showcase it because I don't really know. And then if I don't know, then you just look like an idiot. And I'll tell you guys if I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. Like when I did the transmission video, I really didn't know, and I still don't know all that well, although I'm familiar with it, but I wouldn't say I'm a transmission builder. So anyway, with that being said, again, thank you guys very much. 6,000 is awesome. We are well on our way. And as far as numbers go, I don't know. I don't know how far this thing goes. I think until I get sick of doing it, that's how long I'm going to do it. As long as I enjoy it, I don't really care as much. In the beginning, it was all about chasing some number and trying to grow the channel. Now I'm just kind of enjoying actually making videos. So if there's stuff you guys want to see and things you like I said, the how to drag race video, that is a viable question, and that's something that I'm willing to answer, because if I can get one person or 10 people to the track or the strip, even if it's not local, but hell, the local guys would be even better. If we can get some interest and get people going, make these events bigger like LS Fest and all that, that's just better for me. So I'm all in on doing stuff like that for you guys. So thanks again. Now let's jump into the updates. I got a list, but before we get that far, I got a package here from my awesome friends over at War Performance. So if you guys have followed along, which I'm sure you have, well, I'm glad I didn't cut anything. You know that I got the new 6.2 liter. Well, it's a Gen 4. They changed where the cam pickup sensor is, so they take it off the front cover off the cam sprocket versus in the rear of the engine. So I reached out to them because they have a lot of parts to fix things, like problem-solving parts, if you will. Fittings and electrical components and sensors and you name it. If you go on their site, they have stuff. So War Performance, thank you very much, guys. These guys are going to be on the channel at some point. I've talked to them back and forth. We both have plans to do Rocky Mountain Race Week. So when I go, if they are there, you will see them and they'll be in the video we're going to be running. I will cover their trip as well as mine if I can. We'll see how crazy things get. But these guys are awesome. Veteran-owned company. They're located in California. If you have parts, if you're doing a build, please look them up. I have the throttle body here. I have one on the Winnebago or Twinnebago. They sent me the intake manifold and all kinds of stuff. So go check them out. But here I wanted to showcase what they sent me this time around. So these are cam sensor extensions. So on the harness I have, so I don't have to split it, I just plug it in where it used to go, and then this will extend it to the front so I can plug it in the front. So, and it looks like they sent me 2 different sizes, so which is pretty cool depending on, you know, the harness and what you need. Or I guess if you had to get like real crazy with the Cheese Whiz, which I don't know if I'd want that many connections, but you know, you could just do one of those fandangle things and you are good to go. So thank you very much, guys. This is a part that I knew that I would need because my harness doesn't reach, and I could cut it and extend it, or I could just do one of these, because if we blow that thing to smithereens, maybe we'll go back to a 24 reluctor. Who knows? We'll see how we go. Ooh, I don't even know what these are. 8mm plugs. What are these? Are these? Alright, I'm gonna have to look this up. Sealing plug set of 8. I want to say that these are the plugs for the oil passages. I'm gonna have to look this up, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say that's what these are. I asked if they had the top plate like the cover, but on some of the motors, like the one I have, it's just a truck motor, it's not really an LS3. They have oil passages, and then there's just an O-ring that seals them, but a lot of guys like to throw these in there and plug them, and I think it's extra insurance. So thank you guys. I didn't even know that they were going to send that. I asked if they had this piece. I didn't know they carried these as well. So again, that's a good plug. Get it? It's a good plug for War Performance. Thank you guys. This is awesome. I'll double check, but I think that's what it is. If it's not, I'll leave what it actually is in the comments. So awesome. Thank you very much, guys. That's going to help. And hopefully I'll check on that thing tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get that motor rolling and let you guys in on where we're going with that. So let me grab my list of stuff. and we'll just take it right off the top. So more metalwork videos for the Malibu. Like I said, I just completed the door skin video today, so that will drop. We just put out Joe's video. Joe and I went racing with this F100. That was a lot of fun. We drove it from here down to Verona, which is like 2 hours, raced it and drove it home. So that thing is pretty slick. I really enjoyed the truck. I enjoyed the ride. Hold on, let me get these guys, these clowns. Man, this is one of those videos. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get through this thing, man. Everybody's trying to get me anyways. The dogs are in there howling, screaming. Okay, so more metalwork videos. We went down to Verona with Joe, so that was a lot of fun. Then we went to the dyno over at KP Fab and Tune. My boy over there, we took Jeff's Camaro, and that thing eked out. It was like 680, but it was lean. So I don't know what it really made, but that's what the dyno said, so that's what we said it made. Granted, there was more room for boost if you're willing to push it. It's supposedly a Gen 3 rod, so I have no idea how much further we could have gone and whatnot, but yeah, so there is that. And then speaking of Jeff's Camaro, we're supposed to go to the Banning Drags on Saturday, which is a couple days away. So Reed and Jeff will be out there. I'm going to bring you guys the action, hopefully put some cameras in cars, maybe do a little bit of event coverage and see how we go. So we will see. I think Joe may actually make it too, because I think he's going to get my ticket, because obviously my car needed a lot more than a scuff and shoot, so I'm not going to make the event. And I had another really cool event to go to the next day, which I'm not going to get to, unfortunately. But you guys, I'll make it to one of your events if you're watching this or whatever. We'll do it. We're going to put something together, but I can't make it this weekend. So that's that. As far as parts for the Malibu, so I feel like I just got my shovel out and we're just digging a hole. So we're just cruising along. I called Ryan Jans. He's the guy that did the converter for the Twinnebago that's sitting here, that he cursed at me for because it's supposed to be in the Twinnebago, but we haven't got that far. And I asked if he could loosen up the converter that's in my car. We got to talking. Lo and behold, I sold the converter out of the car, and then when I order a brand new one from him, he's going to spec it for the car for the build. So we should just get something that's phenomenal, knock it out of the park, and then that's just one thing. I don't think I have to worry about the converter in the car, other than the stall is kind of low. And if I'm going to get a new one, we're just going to go big boy with it. That way it's like, I'm not going to hurt that thing no matter how much power. We can get in a 4-digit range and we won't be able to hurt it. So we're going to get a big boy converter spec by Ryan Jans out of Florida, and I'm excited and looking forward to that. And it's got to be drivable and raceable, so that's really the key. And he's going to put something together. We talked about it, so that will be awesome. Pistons and rods. We're going to do pistons and rods. My friend, I have a buddy that can get me a deal on the sum. We'll let you know. I'll show you what we're going to run. I'm sure after you guys see what pistons and rods and things we're going to stuff in the car, if it actually happens, you're going to want to throw me out of Shipbox Nation and whatnot. But I assure you, a little bit of paint and some fancy pistons and rods, really, you can take the dude out of the trailer park. You can't take the trailer park out of the dude. So just remember that. And we're still going to be as budget friendly as we can. But at a certain point, the thing that's nice is you can just grow and you can step things up. And then speaking of budget, so yeah, we're going to spend a little there. But the last thing I wanted to tell you about was the fuel cell. I haven't decided if we're just going to do that one or if I'm just going to start brand new. I might just cut the one that I have up. But I have the Magnet Fuel 4303. It's really loud. It's stuck to the frame. The thing is just god awful. And I don't have an in-tank filter. And so I just plug filters up because everything that goes into the fuel tank runs into the filter, and then I live in the dirt. I mean, there's horses, you guys have seen it ride by in golf carts and all that. So stuff just gets plugged, and then I just rotate them. It's a, like a maintenance deal, but it gets plugged way more and way quicker than I think it should. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to get either a brand new eBay tank, because they're only $100, or I'll just take the one that I already have in the car, which is probably a better idea, because then that saves me $100. And I'm going to get 2 of the new Walbro like 550s or whatever they are, the Hellcat pump that was in my Twinnebago, because that thing's a monster compared to the 450. That one was a big boy compared to that other one, because I had my regulator set. We had a 450 in there. When I put that one in, it just pushed right through it. So I figured 2 of those dudes would be pretty slick, and then I can put them in tank. So I'm going to bring that to you guys, and then I think I may even make a hat. so that way you can cut a hole and then bolt this hat on, and then it'll have the pumps. You can hang the pumps and stuff off it. I'm kind of thinking that. I got a buddy that has a CNC, a little CNC machine, so I figure if I could CNC those things out of aluminum, whatever design we come up with and end up running, if everything works out, that could just be something I could throw in the web store and keep it super cheap and simple. So somebody could just buy this, here's a list of parts, here's your in-tank eBay fuel cell that will support everything that I'm going to make, because if it's in my car doing work, it'll do the same thing in what you guys are running. So let me know if you think that's a good idea. I know they have other ones on the market. No, Holly has one. There's a couple different ones, but they were like 300 and something bucks plus for like just the fuel hat thing, and it was like, it's not that special. A couple fittings, you know, and a little CNC'd out plate. So we'll see if I can make it cheap. Maybe they won't be as pretty. As long as it's functional, the thing doesn't leak, it pumps a hell of a lot of fuel, and it'll have an in-tank sock. That's going to be the key. So that'll keep my filters clean, so I won't have to do the filtered dance, hopefully, as much. So that is it. That is my update. Sorry I had to cut so many times, but we had all kinds of crazy going on. Questions, comments, concerns, things you'd like to see, you name it. You guys, like I said, are my core audience. If there's stuff on here, obviously I can't address everything. I can't make videos for every comment, but like the guy said, hey, what about a first time at the track drag race video? That is a brilliant idea, because I think anybody around the world can benefit from that, not just me, and then that allows me to share what I'm passionate about with everybody else. So if you have any ideas for stuff or something you'd like to see, or maybe there's a specific kind of metalwork or whatever, let me know. I'm going to get into some body work. We'll get into some filler mixing, spreading, all that kind of fun stuff, and block sanding so you guys can actually flatten a panel out. And then hopefully we can get into some primer action and then get that thing into paint so we can put stuff back together. So that is it. Thank you very much. War Performance, 6,000 subscribers. Whew, I'm out.